Hello friends of the electrified charging fun and welcome to Speicher Elektrisiert, your channel all around the Skoda ENYAQ and Skoda's e-mobility. My name is Matthias and today we have a comparison between the two inserts for the front compartment of your car, for the bonnet. This one here from Austria, we already had it on the channel, and this Frunk here from EV Accessories from Ireland. I'll do a comparison in several categories. I'll give you my opinion on this, and now it's time to kick it off. Before we start with the first category of quality, I just want to tell you that both manufacturers, EV Accessories as well as Frunk AT, gave me a 50% discount on those Frunks for the testing. But they do not have any influence on my opinion, nor have they any influence on the video here. So basically they will see the video in the same moment you do, and they cannot review it beforehand or ask for any corrections. And now let's start with the quality of both of them. Both are made from plastic ABS and both are non-flammable. And let's first have a look at the Austrian version from Frunk AT. And if you look at this Frunk, the build quality is really good. It's a sturdy and really good built Frunk. Every wall, every piece has the same thickness, and it also has this upper part here where the Frunk is bent over so that you have this nice feeling on top. It has no sharp edges up here. And this is a really well-built Frunk. You also got those rubber pieces here which are in the bonnet and protect the bonnet from getting damaged by the plastic. And you've got that sticker right here where the rescue service needs to cut the electricity in a case of an accident because the Frunk slightly covers it. And in comparison, we now look at the EV accessory Frunk, and the build quality also is really good. It looks good, but it has different thickness on the walls. This wall here is much sturdier and thicker than this wall here in the front. And also it got this sharp edge all around here. Here maybe you can see it, and it is not bent over, so this is a better solution on the Frunk AT's side. But in general, the quality of this is also good. It does not have the rescue sticker on it, but if you do a direct comparison with both next to each other, I would say the build quality of the Frunk AT version is higher than the one of the EV accessories. So this point goes to Frunk AT. Let's talk about the installation of the Frunk in the car. And again, we start with the Austrian version. And the Austrian version comes with 4 clips directly attached to the Frunk. They are already mounted in place and they have the right angle, so you don't need any tools to put it in the car. You just need to align the one here on this metal bar. And this is the same with the Irish Frunk, so basically they are mounted the same. And when you align the clips with the metal bar, you just need to press it down on the metal bar like this, and the Frunk is mounted. When you want to deinstall the Frunk, it's quite easy. Again, the Austrian Frunk is just pulled out of the car and you are done. Now let's head over to the Irish version. And with the Irish version, first you have to install the clips on your own. And to be honest, even the clip quality on the Austrian Frunk is way higher than the clip quality here on the Irish one. So first you mount the clips. Therefore they have a little spin, they are a bit loose because you need to find the correct angle on the metal bar to place this. And even though the Irish Frunk also has 2 more mounting spaces, you do not have 2 more clips. So therefore you get some Velcro strips you need to glue on the Frunk and you need to glue in the car. And then you can place it in the car and mount it. It's as easy as with the Austrian one, but you need tools, you have a bit more of work, you have lower quality of the clips, and you need to glue something into your car which should, according to the manufacturer, be very hard to remove because it bonds to the material. So if I look at this, well, I have to say that point goes to Austria. Time to look at the loadout capacity, what you can fit in the Frunks. I've got the Irish version mounted, and now I will put the Austrian one on top of it. And as you can see right now, the Irish version is quite wider. You have got a lot of more space here, and you've got more space here. But if you look here, this one is a bit deeper. Yes, I guess this is the word. So you have more space in this than you've got in the Irish one. And if you look at the depth of them, they are nearly equal because due to the limitation of your bonnet. So basically, yes, the Irish Frunk should have a bit more capacity than the Austrian one. And let's put some stuff in it. And as I already said in the separate videos of those Frunks, I would use them solely for charging equipment, not for small loose parts, because they might damage your bonnet. So let's put charging equipment in it. And the first thing we've got is the Type 2 cable from Skoda. And I've got it in its box. And yes, if you really want, you might be able to fit it even in with the box, but it's not that easy, so I would only put in the cable itself. And as you can see, it fits quite well here, and it fits as well there, and you still have a lot of room. So I bought another charger, this one here, an Energy Kick, which is like a juice booster. Both companies do not sponsor me, so yes, you could put something like this also into your Frunk, and as you can see, it fits quite well in. You do not have to worry about anything. Let's put the equipment also in it. And now we come to a part I would not do and would not recommend, is putting these adapters just into your Frunk like this, because if you drive a bumpy road, they could jump up and damage your car. But if you look at this like this, this perfectly fits into your Frunk, into the Irish version, and you still have more room to put more stuff into it. Now I've installed the Austrian version of the Frunk, and you directly see the amount of space not used here. So basically, this is what the Irish Frunk has more of space to offer for store stuff. And now let's start filling up this Frunk with charging equipment. Again, we start with the Type 2 cable, and here you see you could fit in the cable with the box itself. It would fit, but let's do it without the box. Just put the cable in. Of course, it fits here and here. You could also put it there, doesn't matter. And let's move over to our charging cable number 2, the Energy Kick here, and let's bring it in to the Frunk again. And you see the Energy Kick also fits into the Frunk. Now let's move to the adapters. We put them in, and you see it's getting really full in our Frunk because there's a bit less space left. You will fit everything in, as you can see here. And this is not very fitted, this is not very tidy. I just throw the stuff in, but it fits. You could get everything of the charging equipment also into the Austrian Frunk, but you do not have direct access to everything right now. You need to put stuff away to reach parts which are lower. So basically you can see, yes, it fits. You could still put in a bit more stuff, but there is less space. When we purely look at the capacity of the Frunks and how much you could fit in, this point goes to Ireland. Let's talk about accessories which are provided by the manufacturer and the safety of everything you put in. And I've kept the Austrian Frunk in my car, and now I have attached the net which comes with the Frunk itself, and you attach it on 4 points here which are really sturdy, so this net is sitting quite and tight, and basically it covers a large area of the Frunk. And I would now store the stuff a bit different. I would put all those adapters beneath the net, like I did here, and then if you do it like this, they won't damage the hood here because they cannot escape. So this is good secure for the load in the frunk. Also, you can buy as an accessory this bag, which comes with a Velcro, and you can attach it even the Velcro to the frunk itself, so that you have the bag placed in position, and you could store a lot of stuff in this bag, so small loose parts would not damage your hood. And this is directly suited for the frunk because it really fits quite neat into here. So with this you are also able to transport loose parts in the frunk. I will not install the Irish version right now because simply the Irish version doesn't come with any accessories. You get a charging cable back, but as an accessory, but that's it. You do not get a net, a cover, so you get no chance to secure what you store into the frunk. These accessories are only available with the Austrian one, and when it comes to security of what you store in it, and when it comes to accessory, this point goes to Austria. If we talk about weatherproofness or rainproofness, both are equal. You could see in the respective videos of each frunk, links down in the description, that whether you take the Irish version or the Austrian version, you have a weatherproof frunk. No water gets in it, even if you drive 120 kilometers an hour on the highway, your stuff will stay dry. So basically, the only thing I can do here is to give each one a point, so they are equal in this category. Last category, price. And right now in April 2024, if I look at the website of EV accessories for the Irish frunk, it's stated 165 euros. So this is the price for the thing you see here as is. And if I head over to the Austrian store of Frunk AT, so this one, it says it's 261 euro.17 cents. And therefore you get the frunk and the net, but you do not get this bag. This bag is 15 or 16 euros extra. So there you have it. Basically, you have a price difference of 100 euros. This one, the Irish one, is 100 euros cheaper than the Austrian one. So if you're only looking at price, this point goes to the Irish frunk. If you look at the price worthiness, you need to take into account the build quality and the accessories you can buy and how you can secure everything you store in and stuff like that. And maybe then the point would go to the Austrian one, but you have to judge yourself if this is 100 euros extra worth the money. So in this category, we only look at the price, and this point goes to Ireland because this frunk is 100 euros cheaper right now. Time to draw a conclusion. Well, if we just look at the points, the end result is 4 points for Austria and 3 points for Ireland. So basically you could say the Austrian frunk won, but you need to take a deeper look, a closer look to it. Well, the Irish frunk got 3 points from the weatherproofness, from the capacity or space, and from the price, whilst the Austrian version had its points from quality, from installation and de-installation, also the weatherproofness, and from accessories and on how to secure what you put in. And this is exactly it. You cannot judge them just with those points, because if you put your focus on price, you have to go with the Irish version. It's 100 euros cheaper. And if you really focus on installation, de-installation and security of what you put in, you just have one option. It's the Austrian one. So basically, on how you put the weight on those categories, your choice is rather easy. But to be honest, you should ask yourself another question. And this is, do you really need such a plastic insert into your bonnet? Because at the end, they call it frunk, but to be honest, it isn't one. A real frunk, a built-in frunk from a manufacturer of a car, like in a Tesla or a Kia, is a whole different story. Offers often way more space, more capacity, has a lid and is really fitted into your car. So these inserts might come in handy, but to be honest, judge yourself if you really need something in the front. Also for quality of life and easiness, from the Austrian manufacturer, you can get a gas pressure spring for your bonnet so that it opens easier and closes easier. But this is an accessory you can buy on its own. You do not need to buy the Frunk for it. So basically you can get that. The Irish don't have something like that. And if you want to know more about this gas pressure spring, just look at the video of the Austrian Frunk, because I had a look at the gas pressure spring itself there. And well, basically both manufacturers did a good job with what they got offered from the car to put some insert into it. And well, I like that we have the choice to choose something like this. And if you liked this video, then give it a thumbs up. And please don't forget to subscribe so that you do not miss out any video. And we see each other in the next one. And until then, stay full of energy.